Hey everyone, this is AJ from Mobius, and today we're going to demonstrate how to uncrate the Mobius M9 sorter. The Mobius M9 is a pretty sizable machine, so set yourself up in an area with enough clearance to access all sides of the crate. Once the crate top and side panels are removed, the machine will be rolled off the end of the crate base, so you'll also want to leave enough space at one end to accommodate this. It doesn't matter which end it is. As for tools, you'll need a drill with a Phillips head bit and a 5/16 hex wrench. You'll also need to have a total of 3 people to carry out the uncrating process. First up, remove the screws securing the top panel of the crate and set this panel aside. Next, remove the 2 screws from each end of the side panel that hold the inner 2x4s in place. Now remove the screws holding the end panels in place and set these panels aside. Finally, remove the screws along the bottom of each long side panel and set these panels aside. Before we move the machine off the crate base, it's a good idea to set aside all of the loose parts that we will later be installing on the machine. Some of these parts are resting on the crate base under the machine, and some are packed inside the machine. To get to the parts that are packed inside the machine, pop open the tabs on the rear access panel. Once all of the loose parts and accessories are set aside, we're ready to move the M9 off the crate base. This is where you'll need to enlist the help of a couple of friends or colleagues. To start, locate and remove the screws that are securing the wooden blocks in place at each end of the machine. Position a person on either side of the sorter on one end and a third person at that same end near the wooden block. Using the 2x4 that spans the crate between the machine base and unibody as a lever, have the 2 people on either side lift the machine up a few inches so that the third person can slide out the wooden block. Repeat this for the opposite end and set the 2x4s and wooden blocks aside. Now we're going to use one of the end panels from the crate as a ramp so that the machine can be rolled off the crate base. Using the lip of the crate base for support, place an end panel down as a ramp and secure it into place with a wood screw. Now you're ready to unlock the casters and, with the help of your colleagues, carefully roll the M9 off the crate base via the ramp you've created. Phew! The tough part is done! Now it's time to get the machine ready for operation. Begin by removing the shipping standoffs that are there to give the body rigidity during transport. Open the back cover of the machine and locate the 2 standoffs labeled Remove After Shipping. Using a 5/16 hex wrench, unscrew the bolts on the standoffs and set these pieces aside. They're not needed for normal assembly and operation of the M9, so can be disposed of. Next, we'll get the feed area sorted. The blocks for the feed hopper are mounted inside the machine for shipping, so begin by removing these 4 bolts with your hex wrench and mounting the blocks on the top side of the machine, channels facing inwards. The inlet guide can now be installed. If you're hand feeding the M9, install the feed hopper that came included with your machine. If you're pairing your M9 with the Mobius auto feed conveyor, the feed hopper for that is included in the auto feed conveyor crate. Both styles of hopper use the same mounting blocks to attach to the machine body. Install the inlet cover on the infeed side of the machine and the outlet cover on the outfeed side of the machine, ensuring that the bands are positioned between the metal grooves on the outlet cover. Install the tote shelf on the outfeed end of the machine. Finally, install the desired number of dividers on the sorting shelf by hooking them on the upper lip of the angled shelf. That's it! Your new Mobius M9 sorter is ready to put into action. For more information on the Mobius M9 sorter, including the user guide and other instructional videos, please visit mobiustrimmer.com.